Tonight may have felt longer than most nights. Perhaps you turned off the lights hours ago. Perhaps your body is tired. Your eyes are heavy. And yet your thoughts continue moving as though they refuse to rest. You may have replayed conversations in your mind. You may have thought about bills waiting to be paid, about retirement, about your health, about someone you love who no longer calls as often as they once did. Perhaps you have wondered what tomorrow will bring, or maybe you have simply whispered into the quiet darkness, "Lord, I am so tired." You have spent so many years carrying responsibilities, caring for others, showing strength, holding families together, pushing through difficult seasons, making sacrifices that few people ever noticed. And now, when the world becomes quiet, your heart finally speaks. It speaks of worries, of fears, of questions, of exhaustion, and sometimes those thoughts become louder at night. When the house is silent, when the television is off, when there is no one sitting beside you, anxiety has a way of visiting us in those moments. It tells us stories about the future. It reminds us of things we cannot change. It asks questions we do not have answers for. What if something happens? What if I cannot handle tomorrow? What if I become a burden? What if I have to walk through difficult days alone? If these thoughts have been keeping you awake tonight, I want you to know something very gently. You are not weak. You are human, and you are carrying more than most people realize. God understands what nobody else sees. He sees the hidden worries. He sees the tears that never fall in front of anyone. He sees the brave smile you wear during the day, and he understands the weariness behind it. So tonight, for these next few moments, you do not have to solve anything. You do not have to fix tomorrow. You do not have to carry every concern by yourself. Take a slow breath, and another. Let your shoulders relax. You have done enough for today. Truly, you have done enough. Tonight is not about striving. Tonight is not about figuring everything out. Tonight is for rest. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for peace. And tonight, perhaps for the first time in a long while, you can simply allow yourself to be held because you are not alone tonight. God is near tonight. He has not forgotten you. He remains beside you in this quiet room, watching over you, protecting you, holding every fear that has been too heavy for your heart. And little by little, as this night unfolds, you may begin to feel something you have longed for: safety, comfort, relief, the gentle assurance that you do not need to carry everything anymore. Rest now. Breathe slowly. Let tomorrow wait until tomorrow. For tonight, you are safe. You are loved. And God is staying with you through the night. There is something deeply comforting about being understood, not being judged, not being told to simply be stronger, not being expected to hide what hurts, but being seen exactly as you are. Tired, concerned, perhaps carrying grief that still surprises you, perhaps carrying fears that have quietly grown over the years. And tonight, God sees all of it. He understands sleepless nights. He understands the ache that comes from missing someone whose voice you would give anything to hear one more time. He understands what it feels like when a home that was once filled with conversation and laughter now feels quieter than it used to. He understands the uncertainty that sometimes comes with growing older. The doctor's appointments, the test results, the medications lined up on the counter, the moments when you notice your body changing and wonder what the years ahead may hold. God understands those fears. He is not distant from them. He is not unaware of them. He is close to them because He is close to you. God understands what nobody else sees. He sees the tears that never leave your eyes, the prayers that were spoken softly into a pillow, the moments when you smiled for others while your own heart felt weary. He knows the exhaustion hidden behind the words, "I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm managing." And perhaps you have been managing for a very long time. Perhaps you have spent years taking care of everyone else, being dependable, being responsible, being the one people leaned on. And now, in these quieter seasons of life, you sometimes wonder who is caring for you, who notices your worries, who stays when the night feels long, who listens when anxiety begins to whisper. Tonight, God is listening. Tonight, He is near, even in silence. Even in the darkness, even when no one else knows what your heart is carrying, He remains beside you. You do not have to pretend to be strong with Him. You do not have to hide your fears. You do not have to explain why you feel tired. He already knows, and He loves you completely, just as you are. Take another slow breath. Feel the air entering gently, then leaving slowly. Let your shoulders relax a little more. You are safe. You are held in His care. You do not need to carry everything anymore. Tonight is not about having all the answers. Tonight is about allowing yourself to rest in the presence of the one who has stayed with you through every season, through joy, through loss, through uncertainty, through every prayer whispered in the dark. God has not abandoned you. He has never walked away. And even now, as the night grows quieter and your heart becomes a little calmer, His presence remains steady, tender, faithful, loving. You are not alone tonight. God is near tonight, and He will remain with you until peace slowly finds its way back into your heart. There are burdens that many hearts carry quietly, burdens that are rarely spoken about, thoughts that stay hidden behind kind smiles, familiar routine, and simple conversations. Perhaps you know what that feels like. Perhaps there are worries you have carried for so long that they have begun to feel like a part of you. The fear of becoming dependent on others, the fear of losing your independence, the fear of needing help when you have spent most of your life helping everyone else. Maybe you wonder what the future will look like. Maybe you wonder if your savings will last, if unexpected expenses will appear, if there will be enough for tomorrow. Anxiety often asks questions that have no immediate answers, and those questions can become very loud in the middle of the night. Perhaps there are concerns about your health, small pains that linger, appointments that approach, memories of conversations with doctors, moments when your body reminds you that time moves forward, even when your heart still feels young. Perhaps you have found yourself asking, will I be okay? Will I have the strength I need? Will someone be there for me? And perhaps there is another kind of ache, the ache of loneliness, the ache of missing someone you deeply loved, a husband, a wife, a parent, a dear friend, someone whose absence still feels impossible to fully understand. There may be an empty chair in your home, a room that feels different now, a silence that was never there before. There may be traditions that changed, phone calls that no longer come, conversations you wish you could have one more time. And perhaps there are moments when memories arrive unexpectedly, a familiar song, an old photograph, a favorite meal, a scent that carries you back to another season of life. And suddenly your heart feels heavy again. God understands those moments. God understands grief. God understands longing. God understands what it means to miss what once was. He understands the questions you never say aloud, the regrets you still revisit, the moments you wish had unfolded differently, the words you wish you had spoken, the prayers you hoped would be answered another way. And yet, even here, in the middle of uncertainty, there is an invitation to stop carrying every burden by yourself, to stop pretending you are never afraid, to stop believing that you must always appear strong, because strength is not found in carrying everything alone. Sometimes strength is simply whispering, Lord, I cannot do this by myself anymore. And that whisper is enough. God is not asking you to have perfect faith tonight. He is only inviting you to rest, to lean into His presence, to allow yourself to be cared for. Take a slow breath. Let your heart soften. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. And tonight, little by little, you can begin placing those burdens into His loving hands. You do not have to carry everything anymore. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for rest. As your breathing becomes slower and the weight upon your heart begins to feel a little lighter, perhaps this is a gentle moment to remember something beautiful. God has always spoken words of comfort for nights exactly like this, long before this evening arrived. Long before these worries entered your mind, long before the tears you have cried in secret. He already knew there would be moments when your heart would feel weary, moments when sleep would seem far away, moments when anxiety would try to convince you that you must carry everything alone. But God has never asked you to walk through life without His presence. He has always drawn near to tired hearts, to anxious hearts, to grieving hearts, to hearts that simply need somewhere safe to rest. And perhaps tonight you need to hear these promises as if they were being whispered gently over your soul. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Even now, in this quiet room, in this silent hour, God is here. He has not stepped away. He has not forgotten your name. He has not overlooked your fears. He remains beside you, faithful, patient, steady. And Jesus lovingly says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Not more striving, not more pressure, not more expectations. Rest, simple, holy rest. The kind of rest that reaches deeper than sleep. The kind of rest that calms the heart. The kind of rest that reminds you that you do not have to hold your entire future in your own hands. God also invites us to place our anxieties into His care, to release them, to surrender them, to trust that His hands are stronger than our fears. For He tells us to cast all our anxieties upon Him because He cares for us. Not because we are perfect, not because we have been strong enough, but because we are deeply loved. And loved people are never meant to carry impossible burdens alone. Perhaps tonight you have been carrying concerns about your health, your family, your finances, the uncertainty of tomorrow, yet Scripture softly reminds us, He gives His beloved sleep. Sleep is not something you must force. It is a gift, a gentle gift from a loving Father, a gift offered to tired hearts, to worried minds, to souls longing for peace. And there is another promise that feels especially precious tonight. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Sweet sleep, peaceful sleep, rest without fear, rest without racing thoughts, rest knowing that someone greater than your worries is watching over you. Like a shepherd caring for every sheep through the darkest hours of the night, the Lord is my shepherd, which means you do not have to find your own way. You do not have to know every answer. You do not have to predict every tomorrow. You are being guided, protected, loved. Take a slow breath. Let these promises settle gently into your heart. They were written for nights like this, for hearts like yours, for moments when anxiety feels loud, for moments when exhaustion feels overwhelming. And tonight, these promises still stand. God is near tonight. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. And perhaps now, as your heart grows quieter, you can begin speaking honestly with Him, not as someone who must be strong, but simply as someone who longs to rest. Lord, tonight I come to you exactly as I am, not pretending, not hiding, not trying to appear stronger than I feel. I come to you with a tired mind, a weary heart, and thoughts that have been difficult to quiet. You know how often anxiety returns when the day is over. You know how quickly worries begin to gather in the silence. Thoughts about tomorrow, thoughts about things I cannot control, thoughts about the future, about finances, about health, about family, about questions that seem to have no answers. And Lord, I confess that I have been carrying too much. I have tried to hold everything together. I have tried to solve problems before they happen. I have tried to prepare for every possibility. But tonight, I recognize that I am exhausted. My mind is tired. My body is tired. My heart is tired, and I need your peace. Lord, calm the thoughts that keep racing through my mind. Quiet the fears that continue returning. Ease the tension I have been holding in my shoulders. Relax the places inside me that have been bracing for bad news. Teach me to breathe deeply again. Teach me to rest. Teach me to trust that you are already present in the days I have not yet lived. You are already in tomorrow. You already know what I cannot see. You already understand what is waiting ahead. And because you are there, I do not need to be afraid. Take away the panic that sometimes rises without warning. Take away the heaviness that settles over my heart. Take away the burden of believing that everything depends upon me. It does not. You are God, and I am safely in your hands. Lord, remind me that I do not need to carry everything anymore. Remind me that I have done enough for today, that I have worried enough for today, thought enough for today, worked enough for today. struggled enough for today. Now it is time to rest, time to let tomorrow remain in your care, time to place every concern into your loving hands. So tonight I give you my fears, I give you my uncertainty, I give you my restless thoughts, I give you every unanswered question, I give you every burden I have been carrying in secret, and in exchange, Lord, I ask for your peace, the peace that goes beyond understanding, the peace that does not depend on circumstances, the peace that gently settles over anxious hearts, like a warm blanket around a weary soul. Let your peace surround me now. Let it fill this room. Let it quiet my breathing. Let it slow my heartbeat. Let it remind me that I am not alone tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God is near tonight, and because you are near, Lord, I can begin to loosen my grip on worry. I can stop rehearsing tomorrow. I can stop imagining every possible outcome. I can simply rest. I can breathe. I can trust. For you remain awake while I sleep. You remain faithful while I rest. You remain strong where I feel weak. And tonight, Lord, I choose to place my anxious heart in your care. I release control. I release fear. I release the need to have every answer. And little by little, I welcome your calm, your comfort, your presence. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in his care. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for rest. Lord, there are moments when loneliness feels heavier after the sun goes down. During the day, there are distractions, tasks to complete, places to go, small conversations, television playing in the background, the sounds of life moving forward. But at night, everything becomes quieter, and sometimes the quiet feels overwhelming. Sometimes the house feels too still, too empty, too unfamiliar. Perhaps there was a time when these rooms were filled with laughter, with family dinners, with footsteps moving down the hallway, with voices calling your name. Perhaps someone once sat beside you every evening, someone who shared ordinary moments that now seem precious beyond words. And now, their absence can feel especially painful. There are nights when memories return unexpectedly. Moments from years ago, a smile, a favorite song, a gentle touch, a tradition that no longer exists, and suddenly your heart remembers what it misses. Lord, you understand this ache. You understand what it means to long for companionship. You understand what it means to miss someone deeply loved. You understand the sadness of empty chairs, the silence left behind after loss, the feeling of looking around and realizing that life has changed in ways you never expected. And perhaps there is another kind of loneliness, the loneliness of feeling unseen, feeling forgotten, wondering why certain phone calls have become less frequent, wondering why relationships seem different now, wondering if anyone truly understands what your heart carries. But Lord, tonight, remind me that I have never been abandoned, even in empty rooms, even in quiet houses, even in long nights. Your presence remains. You fill places that feel empty. You bring comfort into spaces touched by grief. You sit beside those who feel alone. And tonight, Lord, I ask you to sit beside me. Stay with me. Remain near me. Let me feel your presence in a way that calms my heart. Help me remember that I am still deeply loved, still wanted, still valuable, still remembered. My worth has never been measured by how many people call, by how busy my days are, or by who is physically beside me. My worth comes from you. I belong to you, and you delight in me. You know my name. You know my story. You know every chapter of my journey. The joyful chapters, the difficult chapters, the chapters filled with tears, and the chapters that still have not been written. Lord, thank you for staying when others have gone. Thank you for remaining faithful through every season. Thank you for walking beside me through grief, uncertainty, and change. Thank you for loving me with a love that does not fade, a love that does not grow distant, a love that does not forget. Take a slow breath. Feel the gentleness of this moment. Allow yourself to rest in the truth that you are not alone tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God is near tonight. And perhaps, even now, The room does not feel quite as empty as it did before, because His presence is here, quietly, tenderly, lovingly, holding your heart close, and reminding you once again that tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for rest. You are safe. You are loved, and God will remain beside you through the night. Lord, you know every part of this body you lovingly created. You know every heartbeat, every breath, every ache that appears without warning, every place where weakness has replaced strength, every moment when pain has made the future feel uncertain. Nothing is hidden from you. You know the concerns that quietly rise before another doctor's appointment, the thoughts that come while waiting for test results, the questions that surface during sleepless hours, the fears we rarely speak aloud. Questions like, will I be able to do the things I once did? Will my body continue to support me? Will I have the strength for the days ahead? Lord, you understand these fears completely. You understand what it means to feel vulnerable. You understand what it means to experience limitations, and you never turn away from hearts that are afraid. Instead, you draw near, you comfort, you strengthen. You remind us that our value has never depended upon our physical abilities. Our worth has never been measured by how much we can accomplish. We are loved because we belong to you. Even when our steps become slower, even when our energy is not what it used to be, even when our bodies ask for more rest, your love remains unchanged. Lord, I place my health into your hands tonight. Every concern, every diagnosis, every symptom, every unanswered question, every fear about what tomorrow may bring, I give it all to you. Bring peace where anxiety has lived. Bring hope where discouragement has settled. Bring comfort where pain has lingered. Strengthen me in the places where I feel weak. Renew my spirit when I feel weary. Restore joy where worry has taken root, and help me trust you. Even when healing does not happen as quickly as I desire, teach me to believe that you are still working, even in quiet seasons, even in slow seasons, even in seasons that require patience. Remind me that healing comes in many forms. Sometimes it is strength for another day. Sometimes it is courage for another appointment. Sometimes it is comfort in the middle of uncertainty. And sometimes it is simply the gift of peace. Peace that settles over the mind. Peace that calms the heart. Peace that whispers, you are safe. You are not facing this alone. You are held in loving hands. Lord, thank you for caring about every detail of my life. Thank you for seeing the hidden worries that others may never notice. Thank you for understanding what nobody else sees. Thank you for being patient with me when fear returns. Thank you for never growing tired of listening. Tonight, I choose to trust that my life is still in your care. My future is still in your hands. My story is still being written by a faithful God. Take a slow breath. Allow your body to relax a little more. Let your jaw soften. Let your shoulders rest. Let the tension leave little by little. You do not have to hold yourself together tonight. God is holding you. He is near tonight. He is watching over you. And even in places where fear once lived, His peace is beginning to grow. Rest now. You have done enough for today. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. And God will remain beside you through the night. And perhaps now, after carrying so much for so long, this can become a sacred moment of release. Not because every problem has disappeared, not because every question has been answered, but because you no longer have to carry these burdens by yourself. For many years, you have been strong. You have endured difficult seasons. You have faced disappointments. You have survived losses you never imagined you would have to endure. You have adapted to changes you did not choose. You have continued moving forward, even when your heart felt tired. And tonight, God gently invites you to rest your weary hands, to stop gripping so tightly, to stop carrying what was never meant to be carried alone. Imagine for a moment placing every burden into His loving hands, onebuan, without rushing, without pressure, simply releasing them. Give Him the worries about finances, the concerns about retirement, the fears about having enough, the uncertainty about tomorrow. Give Him the questions that have no answers tonight, the situations you cannot control, The things you have replayed over and over in your mind. Place them into His care. Give Him your family, the relationships that feel strained, the loved ones you pray for, the phone calls you wish would come, the conversations you wish could happen, the hurts that remain unresolved, the disappointments that still linger. You do not need to carry those alone anymore. Give Him your grief, the people you miss, the seasons of life that are gone, the memories that still bring tears, the empty places in your heart, the longing for what once was. Place it all into His hands. Give Him your health concerns, the appointments, the aches, the uncertainty, the moments when fear quietly whispers. Give Him your exhaustion, the years of responsibility, the pressure you have placed upon yourself, the expectation that you must always remain strong. You have carried enough. You have worried enough. You have struggled enough for today. Now let yourself rest, because God is strong enough, faithful enough, compassionate enough, loving enough to hold what feels too heavy for you. Take a slow breath, and as you exhale, imagine releasing one more burden. Let it go. You do not need to solve everything tonight. You do not need to prepare for every possibility. You do not need to know exactly what tomorrow holds. God already stands in tomorrow, and He is already there waiting for you with grace. Tonight is not for striving. Tonight is not for fear. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for peace. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has not forgotten you. He is near tonight. And perhaps, for the first time in a long while, your heart can begin to feel lighter, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer carrying life alone. Rest now. Let tomorrow wait until tomorrow. Allow yourself to be held. Allow yourself to trust. Allow yourself to breathe deeply. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. And through every hour of this night, God will remain beside you. And now, as this quiet night continues to unfold around you, there is nothing more you need to accomplish, nothing more to prove, nothing more to carry. This moment is simply for resting, for breathing, for allowing peace to settle gently over your heart. Take a slow breath and let it out slowly. Feel your body becoming heavier against the bed. Feel your thoughts becoming softer. Feel your heart becoming calmer. You do not need to hurry. There is nowhere else you need to be. You are here, and God is here with you. So let these gentle truths wash over your soul. You are safe tonight. God watches over you. You are not alone tonight. God understands what nobody else sees. God sees every hidden tear. You do not have to carry everything anymore. You have done enough for today. You have worried enough for today. You have tried hard enough for today. Now it is time to rest. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for comfort. Tonight is for letting go. Take another slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Allow your hands to rest. Allow your mind to grow quiet. You are held in God's care. Your future belongs to God. Tomorrow belongs to God. The things you cannot fix belong to God. The questions without answers belong to God. The fears you have carried belong to God, and His love is greater than every fear. His peace is deeper than every worry. His presence is stronger than every lonely moment. You are loved, deeply loved, completely loved, not because of what you have accomplished, not because of what you can still do, but because you are precious to Him. You matter. Your life matters. Your story matters. And your story is not finished. There are still beautiful moments waiting ahead, still unexpected blessings, still gentle mercies, still reasons to smile again, still reasons to hope. Even now, even in this season, even after difficult years, God is still writing beautiful chapters. So breathe slowly and receive this peace. I am safe tonight. God is watching over me. I do not face tomorrow alone. God walks with me. My fears are not greater than His love. My worries are not stronger than His faithfulness. My future is secure in His hands. I release control. I release fear. I release the need to understand everything. I choose trust. I choose peace. I choose rest. God is near tonight. God has not forgotten me. God remains beside me. I am protected. I am cared for. I am held. I can rest. I can breathe. I can sleep. Take one more slow breath. Allow your eyelids to grow heavier. Allow your mind to become still. Allow your heart to rest in the certainty that you are safe. You are loved. You are not forgotten. And God is gently carrying you toward peaceful sleep. Rest now. Peace is finding you, little by little, breath by breath, moment by moment. And through this night, you remain safely held in His loving hands. And now, as this day quietly comes to an end, allow yourself to simply be here. There is nothing left you must accomplish tonight. Nothing left you need to fix. Nothing left you need to understand. You have carried enough for one day. You have done enough. And now it is time to rest. Perhaps today was harder than anyone realized. Perhaps you smiled while carrying worries no one could see. Perhaps you pushed through exhaustion. Perhaps you hid your fears behind familiar words. I'm fine. I'm managing. I'm okay. But God knew. He always knew. He saw every moment when your heart felt heavy. He saw the silent prayers, the anxious thoughts, the tears that never reached your eyes, the questions you carried alone. And through it all, He stayed near. He has carried you farther than you realize. Through difficult seasons, through losses you thought you could never survive, through nights when sleep would not come, through days when you wondered how you would keep going. And yet here you are, still breathing, still trusting, still loved, still held by His faithful hands. Take a slow breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breathing. Allow your body to sink deeper into rest. Allow your thoughts to become quiet. Allow the noise of tomorrow to drift farther away. Tomorrow does not belong to anxiety. Tomorrow does not belong to fear. Tomorrow belongs to God. And because it belongs to Him, you do not have to carry it tonight. Let tomorrow wait until tomorrow. Tonight is for peace. Tonight is for healing. Tonight is for surrender. Tonight is for sleep. As your eyes become heavier, remember these simple truths. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not walking through life by yourself. God is near tonight. God sees every hidden tear. God understands what nobody else sees. God has never stopped loving you, not for a single moment. Not through your fears, not through your doubts, not through your weariness. His love remains constant, steady, gentle, unchanging, like a quiet light shining through the darkness. And even while you sleep, He continues watching over you. He does not grow tired. He does not look away. He remains faithful through every hour of the night, through every uncertain season, through every unanswered question. You are safe. You are loved. You are held in His care. Rest your mind now. Rest your heart now. Rest your weary soul. There is no need to strive. No need to worry. No need to carry burdens that have already been placed into God's loving hands. Simply breathe. Slowly, peacefully, gently, and as sleep begins to draw near, may your heart remember this. You survived today. You made it through another day, and that is enough. God carried you. God strengthened you. God remained beside you, and He will remain beside you still, through every quiet hour, through every dream, through every moment until morning, light appears once again. Sleep peacefully tonight. Rest deeply tonight. Be comforted tonight. Nothing can separate you from God's love. Nothing can remove you from His care. Nothing can take away His presence. He is with you now. He will be with you tomorrow. And He will remain with you through every season yet to come. Take one final slow breath. Let your shoulders relax completely. Let your heart become still. Let peace cover you like a warm blanket. Rest now. You are deeply loved. You are safe. You are not alone tonight, and God will remain beside you through the night. Amen.